Hello, writers, and welcome to your self-paced lesson for this week. You can do this assignment at any time, and this is a writing lesson. We will be writing personal narratives. We will be crafting powerful life stories. So, where are we going? In this unit, you will be writing stories and reading stories, and along the way, we will be studying exemplar texts to help us be successful. We will do some work whole class, some small group, and some independently. And this week, you will be brainstorming and writing flash draft narratives. This is my learning target for us. It is to write narratives to develop, in this case, real experiences or events using effective technique, relevant descriptive details, and well-structured event sequences. So, what is a personal narrative? Well, let's break it down. Personal is something of your own. And narrative is a word that means story. So a personal narrative is your own story, your own true story. So let's set you up to write. At the beginning of the writing process, we set you up by doing some brainstorming. Let's think of some ideas to write about. You're going to do that with this assignment. Please find the Writing Territories assignment that I have linked here and complete it. You're going to come up with an idea for as many of these topics as you can. You do not have to write incomplete sentences, just get your idea down. For example, you can see write about a favorite childhood memory, and I wrote down reading Nancy Drew books on the porch. Notice it's not a complete sentence, but that's my idea. Now, once you have a whole list of ideas, you're going to pick one to work with today. You're going to pick for another one from that list another time. So you do need to have a list of ideas brainstormed. But when you're done brainstorming, pick one to write up a storm with. So grab an idea and get ready to write. I'm going to expect that each of you, as writers, can fill up a page or so of a compelling true story. But let's look at an example first. We're going to start off by taking a look at a personal narrative that was written by another middle schooler and see if we can figure out the recipe she used so that we can make writing that is equally powerful. This is Allie's personal narrative. I shivered a little bit. "It's pretty cold," I said as I dipped my toes into the water. I took a pebble and threw it far into the creek. "Well, whatever," I said as I plunged into the cold water. It felt amazing. The cold water covered my eyes like gentle blankets, and the water washed over me like a breeze. Swimming is my favorite. "Wait up," yelled Emma as she ran down the hill with her floaty wrapped around her waist. Her curly brown hair whipped around in the breeze, and I shivered. I was cold already. A moment after that, India's mom waded in laughing. "Ha, it's cold," she said. Then she stopped. "Girls, out of the water." She pushed us back to shore. I looked back and saw a long, thin water snake slithering towards us. I gasped. I quickly swam underwater in big, wide strokes. I never saw any water snakes around Osoroy Creek before. And then she goes on, but we're going to stop there. So what did she do? What writing moves did she include? What recipe did she follow that we can follow too? Well, I think one of the best moves she made was she started with action. She didn't start with, "One day my friends and I were swimming." Don't do that. Start with action. She used first person. She used phrases like bookends. That means she started a scene with the phrase "I shivered," and then she ended the scene with the phrase "I shivered." Do you think you can do that? She used imagery so we can understand what it looked like. She used a simile so we can understand what it felt like. She included an interjection to interject some emotion. She used just the right amount of dialogue. She purposefully had some shorter sentences, some descriptive adjectives. She paused the action at one point, right, to look back, and there was a shift in the action. It was a very peaceful swimming day, and then bam, panic. So from this recipe, what can you do? Because it's your turn. After you finish your Writing Territories list, you are to choose one idea. Then sit back and think about it, okay? Try to visualize it. Remember all the small details about that idea. Focus on one episode. Please don't summarize your whole vacation to Hilton Head. I want you to think of one moment during your vacation. Maybe you got stung by a jellyfish. So just focus in on that one moment. help us picture that moment, that episode. Describe the small actions. Make sure you use exact dialogue. Okay, flash draft time. Grab a hold of one of your writing territories ideas when you're done. Time for a flash draft. You are going to write your first personal narrative flash draft, your own true story. You're going to write this on the next page of your composition notebook. Now, as part of your school supplies, we did ask you to purchase a composition notebook. And this is so you can get a screen break. You're going to stop working on the screen for a while because I know you've been in front of a computer screen a lot. And you're going to write out your first flash draft. Fill up at least one page. Shoot for a beginning, a middle, and an end. But this is called a flash draft. This means that you will write in a flash. This means you should write quickly. You're not going to spend all week writing a story with chapters. You're just going to do a quick flash draft. Just get your story down. Don't worry about the mechanics or anything else. All right, here's your assignment. Number 1, go complete that writing territories list. I will ask you to show it to me during our next live class. 2, go write your first flash draft in your composition notebook. And I will ask you to hold up your composition notebook with your flash draft in it during our next live class. Okay, email me or message me with any questions, but this is your self-paced lesson. Go do your writing territories and write in your composition notebook. Ready, go.